Hey, I'm Rob from Kimpex, joined here today with Zoe from Leatt. Welcome, Zoe.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks for
Thanks
having
for
me.
joining. And as you probably can see from the image here, we're here today to talk about the lineup of gloves you offer for dirt. Is this right?
Yes, this is off-road.
All right, for off-road use. So tell me a little bit about these gloves.
Yeah, so we have a few different models. They all have different features. Some of them are carried over through, but basically we have two different palm materials. So I'd like to talk about those.
Okay.
And then you can buy gloves with protection and some with less protection. And then there's also some windproof and warmer gloves. So you have options in the whole line.
If you're like me, you probably have many gloves and you switch in between them. On the same ride, I'll be switching different types of gloves. My wife thinks I'm crazy. That's okay, because the conditions change.
Absolutely, especially in Canada.
Especially in the north. So why don't we start with this glove right here?
Yeah, so this is the 4.5 glove.
Okay.
And this is our top of the line off-road glove. A really, really big feature of this glove is obviously the protection on the knuckles.
Yeah.
We are using our Airflex or Reflex material, which is a gel that absorbs a lot of energy. And you can see it covers the knuckles as well as it goes down the two fingers as well. So you get quite a bit of coverage. It is actually fused to the material, so it's really part of it. And when you have the glove on, you really can't feel it.
No, I don't feel anything at all.
Yeah, so it's very, very comfortable.
Yep, extremely comfortable.
The other really big, great selling feature on these gloves is the palm material. So it's actually, this is called Nano Grip. We offer two different materials. One's called Micron Grip, one's Nano Grip. So the top of the line is Nano Grip. It's actually a Japanese material it's quite pricey, but there's a reason for it. So every fiber of this material is 7,500 times thinner than a human hair. So very, very minuscule.
It feels like suede. It has a suede-like feel to it.
But it just means there's a lot of fibers in this fabric, and it makes it extremely strong, resistant, and resilient. Another thing is the stitching on the fingers. So I don't know if you can show the camera, but the seams here are kind of wavy. They're not straight. We weren't drunk while we were sewing these. It's definitely done on purpose. But when you bend your fingers, you can see that it follows the lines of the hands, and there's a lot less bulk in the material on the glove. So the fit is really good. So it gives you a good feel of the bike.
Yeah, no, they have a great feel. They feel very, very tight to the hand. They feel almost like you don't have anything at all, like a second skin, which is exactly how you want a glove to feel. Gloves are very important. It's how you operate the vehicle with all the different parts. So they have to feel spot on.
Yeah, definitely the touch points, exactly.
Yeah.
The material itself actually is grippier when wet. And that is very different than a lot of the competition products materials, because usually it gets a little slipperier when wet, but ours is grippier.
Slippery when wet. Whose album was that? Easter egg time. So yes, it's true. When my gloves do get wet, they are slippier.
Yeah.
Slippier when wet.
Yeah, so I can't wait for you to try these.
I also can't wait. This feels luxurious on my hand as well. Very comfortable. So when I move from this one, it says 4.5 light, 3.5 light. I can see that there's a little difference in the armor at the top.
Correct. So in the 3.5, we've reduced the Reflex or Airflex material a little bit. It still covers the knuckles the same amount, just a little bit less. It comes down the fingers a little bit less. So it is a very high-end material, so it definitely brings the price down of the glove a bit, and just gives you a little bit less protection.
Right, because this is quite an expensive material.
It is
to
the
produce.
Top of the line. Yeah exactly.
Does it also have the same palm?
So no, this one has the Micron Grip palm.
Okay.
So it's basically our copy of the high-end material. So it works really well as well. It's a little bit less expensive to produce, but still very thin, still very strong. It just costs a little bit less.
Okay.
So it has the form-fit fingers on the stitching. And something I really want to mention too, for durability's sake, is at Leatt we actually have standards for our seam strength. So we actually have tensile tests to test the strength of those seams, and it has to hold up to a certain amount of pull. So they are extremely durable.
And is this at the same factory that you have for your testing, the testing facility that you have in Cape Town?
No, actually we do that right at the factory.
At the factory itself, okay.
Yeah.
So we move from the 4.5, 3.5 light over to this glove right here, which is called?
The 2.5.
2. Makes sense.
Yeah, so within the 2.5 line, we actually have 3 different models. We've got the X-Flow glove, which is this one. This is one of fan favorites, actually, because it's extremely light. So especially in motocross, we find a lot of riders aren't necessarily looking for the protection, but they want, you know, the feel of the bike and to have at least a glove on. But this is extremely vented, so the material on the top is super breathable.
Okay.
But you still get your high-end palm on this one. You get your nano grip palm.
I see that as a nano grip right there.
Yeah. And then
we go to this guy right here, the Wind Block 2.5.
Yeah, so just like in the name, we actually have some of our wind stopper material that is just on the top of the hand.
Okay.
Because that's where the wind is going to hit you. If you put it on the palm, it's going to make the palm crinkly and a little bit uncomfortable.
Sure.
So we've just got our regular micron grip palm on this, but wind stopper material on top.
Excellent. Then to 2.5 Sub-Zero. I'm reading this, but I see it right. It's written right on the glove.
Easy.
Very easy for me.
This one is a little bit thicker than the wind block glove.
Right.
So we had demand basically for a slightly warmer glove. For some people, it might be warm enough for sub-zero temperatures. It depends on the person. Everyone's different. So it's still fairly thin. What we've done is we've got our micron grip palm. We've put a very thin micro fleece layer behind the palm.
Okay.
And then on the top, we've put wind stopper material as well as some micro fleece. So it's a little bit thicker on top than it is on the palm, and the palm still being fairly thin on this one. So great for snowmobiling in certain areas of the world. Great for early season dirt biking, late season, early morning, you know, depending where you are. You just want to cut the cold a little bit. Great way to go.
After the 2.5, I see here that we have the 1.5 as well. What are the differences between the 1.5 and the rest of the range?
So the 1.5 is our entry level. It's still high end because we're using our micron grip palm, but it's where we're starting. So you get your micron grip, and then it's just a breathable material on top. Not as breathable as the X-Flow, but still fairly breathable. So this is kind of where you would start getting into the line, and then you would look at the other features if those were important to you.
What's nice I've noticed about the Leatt lineup is that even when you start with entry-level things, their entry-level point is a very high level, a very high standard. So no matter what product you get from them, you're always starting at a certain level, which is wonderful.
Yeah. Well, for sure, we are known for our quality, so we definitely need to keep that in mind all the time.
Excellent, and I'm sure that these are offered in different colors, or is this the only colors?
Yeah. So many colors.
Leatt, many colors. You could check out those colors at kimpex.com or on the Leatt website as well. I thank you, Zoe, for joining us today.
Yeah,
and I appreciate it, and I'll shake your hand with my nice nano grip.
Ooh, feels nice.
Now that's a grip. For a grip. Even when wet, I can still give you that handshake. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Check out the videos.